It's no longer news that Martins Ortiz, popularly known as Verydarkman, has been under the arrest by the Efcc. And according to the news circulating on social media, that he was arrested for cyber talking. But there was no anywhere in the law where the EFCC have the jurisdiction to arrest anyone over cyber talking. Some power that be are playing their cards, right? But before we look at this carefully, let's look at the fact that there is a lot of reactions popping out from every angle of Nigeria, and GT Bank has been receiving the heat as a result of the arrest of Verydarkman. And to crown it all, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi has joined the train of this particular issue, as well as that of the NANS president.
GT Bank, I'm so disappointed because you played a role in the kidnapping of my brother today. You played a very important role, because from the moment Verydarkman got to the bank, you gave the information out that Verydarkman was in the bank. You the same bank wey say you comot money from my mother account. They try me, they find we rectify am peacefully. We no fight now. We came to the bank only for you people claiming to be helping us. You went ahead and did your communication with whosoever you did your communication with. And after that, when VDM was done and about to leave your bank, you locked him in your door. When I mean door, now know that door, you see, for enter bank, you press that your green button, where you go open, where you go enter. As soon as they come outside, they lock him inside that place for 5 to 10 minutes. First off, he's not a criminal. He no get anything we don't do now. Only for una to come there, cover him face like thief. Cover him face, come beat him, carry him, go.
To look at this in context, let's look at the statement released by His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi on his verified Facebook handle. And according to him, he said, the recent development in our nation continue to raise serious concern about direction we are headed as a democracy. The tension in the land, aggrieved by hardship, is being needless, fueled by our attitude to the rule of law and human rights. The arrest of Martins Vincent Ortiz, popularly known as Verydarkman, though perhaps within the legal right of security agency, was carried out in a manner that left many Nigerians unsettled. He went ahead to say, the display of force lacking in transparency and civility, closely remembered an adoption in a disturbing method that's not only create fear but also risks being mimicked by criminal elements. If Nigeria begin to struggle to distinguish between legitimate arrest and unlawful adoption, we will lose a vital layer of national security and accountability. I believe you're seeing that with me, right? This trend is not new. We must recall that even our esteemed judges, the last line of defense for justice, have suffered similar, dehuman behavior in recent years. When those who interpret the law are targeted with such, disregard, it is difficult to expect the ordinary citizen will face protected under the law. Moreover, these methods are beginning to affect our economy and business environment. The backlash directed at GT Bank, allegedly linked to the circumstances surrounding Mr. Ortiz's arrest, has had serious reputational consequences. At a time when investors' confidence is already fragile, we must do all we can to avoid actions that tarnish institutions and undermine the trust of both citizens and the international community. Okay, one cannot help but ask, was it impossible to invite Mr. Ortiz in a civil, transparent, and legal manner? Would that not have spelled Nigeria, GT Bank, and our national image, the unnecessary shame and loss we now witness? In the same vein, we saw the allegations surrounding the so-called adoption of the NANS president. If true, it raises critical questions about the independency of student leadership and the erosion of young voice in our democracy. Nigerian youth should not feel, silenced or absorbed into political agenda that do not reflect their will. The oppression of young voices, whether through force patronage or intimidation is a dangerous part that we must not normalize. We must return to a nation where justice is done and is seen to be done without, trace or abuse. A country where youth can speak freely, judges can serve with dignity, and institutions act responsible. That is the Nigeria we must rebuild. A new Nigeria is possible. Pew. This is from His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi when this issue of Verydarkman arrest came on board yesterday. And he made this note today being Sunday. And many Nigerians are reacting to this particular scene. We have seen a video footage, which you can see on your screen displaying, of how Verydarkman left the bank and was not arrested, which was displayed by GT Bank. And we have seen counter claim from other Nigerians which suggest that he was in the bank with his mother and a friend, but he left alone because of the altercation that happened inside the bank. When you look at all of this, you will not call me personally, you will not come and stand in my front and be telling me that this happened, that we know how EFCC operates and the Nigerian police, we know how they operate. There is no way you can tell me anything here that will make me believe. But the question here is this: just like Mr. Peter Obi have said, why is it that you cannot invite him just like you invite politicians that are serving under this current administration or under APC in the first place? Why is it that you cannot, person like Verydarkman, they know his house, they can pick him anywhere, so why GT Bank? That's another question. But then, why don't you invite them like you do invite every other Nigerian? Or is there some other interest that we don't know? Is there something that we don't know? The Nigerian police force have not released any statement as regards this particular issue. The EFCC is here to release any statement. Only the GT Bank is here releasing footage from the CCTV cameras, of which is questionable because CCTV camera comes with dates, time, and the video, the camera lens numbers and all of that. You see? Which, make many to believe that even the footage has been already doctored. This is Nigeria. But I believe that we can do better. Let's have this conversation at the comment section. Thank you for watching.